will be coming up shortly. We're about 3 minutes away from our pregame show right here on KLEB.
High School. We are live in the tank for this playoff game, Division I non-select. Casey Gisclair here with Coach Brian Callais and Taylor Griffin. And gentlemen, this is the first homeboys basketball playoff game in this building in 16 years. It is high stakes. It is two really good basketball teams. And I am fired up to see what's going to happen over the next hour and a half, 2 hours here in this venue.
Yeah, look, they were going back and forth on Facebook saying that as far as the home game, and it's the first boys home game in the tank in 16 years. Girls had playoff games here. The boys, well, unfortunately couldn't play here because we had to play at Central, but it's a nice crowd right now considering the Mardi Gras parade, local Mardi Gras parade. The TARPONS are ready. I was talking to Coach Polky before the game, and his guys are focused in and they locked in.
All right, look, man, you're facing a Hahnville team today that is athletic. They've got some guys. They got some playmakers. But they're 14 and 15 for a reason. They're far from invincible. They do some foolish things at times. How do the TARPONS try to get them to play the way that they did in the 15 losses versus the way that they did in the 14 wins?
Man, it starts with discipline for me. Not only do you want to come out and defend hard and, work on your team defense, work on your help side, but look on offense. I just watched those guys warm up. I saw some height. I saw some athleticism. I saw some skill. Looks like a team that's going to want to run, that's going to want to, play a lot of fast pace. You don't want to get caught into that trap with them. You don't want to get into a track meet. You don't want to turn a press break into a fast break. So it's all about playing disciplined team basketball.
No doubt. Hey, look, before we play some coaches' interviews, we want to thank some of our sponsors for allowing us to be here. Our injury report and injury timeouts are brought to you by Thibodeau Regional Medical Center, a leader in bringing the latest and best technology to our region. Our opening tip tonight will be brought to you by State Bank and Trust Company, banking you can count on, member FDIC. Our home team starting lineups will be brought to you by Lady of the Sea General Hospital, compassionate medicine close to home. 3-pointers tonight are Blue Boot Bombs, and when it's all said and done, we got our Gen Gators Power Player of the Game. And throughout the course of the broadcast, we'll thank our amazing sponsors for allowing us to be here tonight in the tank. But we had the blessing to talk with both coaches this week on play-by-play, and also Coach Brian Callais came to a practice. First, Coach Erica Randolph had this to say about her basketball team.
Okay.
Having technical issues?
Well, one of the things I can say, yes, I agree, we're a talented team, and we have some length, and we also have some highly skilled players. We like to play an up-tempo game. We can shoot the ball, we can score, we can play in transition. It's just a matter of making sure that we maintain the chemistry that has had us, that places where we are right now with our 5-game winning streak. It took us a little while to put together the pieces, to play together the way that we wanted to play, because we also have some depth in our bench. So trying to find 5 players on the court that play as a cohesive unit, finally it started to click later on in the season, and I think as a head coach, that's what you want. You want to get all the bumps and bruises out in the beginning of the season. You want to make sure that your strength of schedule helps to expose any weaknesses that you have. And then you want to make sure that, towards the end of the season that you really got it going. And I think that we've done that. I think that we've established some very good wins and to give our team confidence going into the playoffs.
Very well said, Coach. And you mentioned something that was kind of the next question. Your schedule was very difficult. I mean, I'm looking Santa Ma, Jesuit, Lake Charles College, Prep Catholic of Baton Rouge. I mean, on and on and on. You guys have played just about everybody that there is to play. I'm sure going into the postseason, that gives you a level of comfort and knowing that there's nothing you're going to see in the playoffs that you haven't already seen during the regular season, right?
Exactly. I'm very strategic when I do our schedule. I want to make sure that I see all different types of basketball. I want to make sure that we play in very hostile environments. I want to make sure that I see every level of physicality. I want to see slow tempo, up tempo, people who press us, athletic versus, strategy. So, we lost some games, I think, early on that I don't think that we should have lost. But every loss is a lesson. And we had to regroup. Like there was a point where I think we had lost like 4 games straight, and I said, fellas, we really have to dig in and fight through adversity. And that's kind of has shown where we are as a team. Like we were able to get through adversity to finally put together some wins down the stretch.
You're going to be playing on the road on Friday. There's going to be a hostile environment. South Lafourche travels well. They have a wild student section. What's going to be the message to the guys to make sure that, they're not trying to do too much and that they're just playing their own game out there in a hostile environment?
Well, we've seen that before. Like we just finished playing. Like we just played Gisclair. That's our rivalry game. You're probably about 1,400 people in the gym for that game. Right before that, we had our other rival, East St. John. And then earlier in the season, we played North Shore, which is a very that South Lafourche has. They had a student section that were calling players' names, like they knew my name. So, like, we've seen this type of environment before. When we played Lake Charles College Prep at Lake Charles College Prep, like, it doesn't get much more hostile than some of the teams in Lake Charles. So, I mean, we've seen the hostile environment before. One of the key things that I talk to our guys about is, like, know your role, do what you're capable of doing on the court, and, that's all I can ask for. All I can ask for is you guys to play your best, know your role, don't go beyond the confines of your game. And, the last 5 games, we've done a really good job of that.
Are you seeing some film on the Tarpons? What can you tell us about the Tarpons? What are you seeing on film?
I think that they are well coached. I think that everything goes through number 0 on their team, who seems like he has an extremely high basketball IQ. He makes plays. I think that their game plan is probably going to be to slow us down. And I do think that if I'm their coach, I'm looking at, how do I match up against, Kobe Landry, who I have on my team, who's 6'5". So that's a tough matchup for a lot of people every night, and I mean, if I was an opposing coach going up against a 6'5" guard that's as skilled as he is, I would definitely try to, make him play. I did see that they have some size and 2 post players, maybe 3 post players that they rotate in and out, that they get to the block, and they're actually pretty tough underneath. So I think it's a really good matchup. I think they're a really good defensive team. I think that they do a very good job of guarding and stopping you from getting downhill. So, I think it's an excellent matchup for us. And thank y'all so much for having me on the show. Y'all have a great day.
Yeah, you too, Coach.
So that was Coach Randolph. She was very confident in her team's ability. She mentioned Kobe Landry, 6'5". Ain't a post. He's a guard. He's going to be out on the perimeter doing some things tonight. Brian, you've seen a ton of film. Number 2 in purple or black or whatever uniform they're going to be wearing tonight. How do the Tarpons try to slow him down?
Look, you got to know where he's at all times, but also it's seeing him on film, not seeing him in person. They big, but they're stocky. Like they're not tall and skinny and lanky. They got some size to them. And look, Hahnville's a case where they're good, they're bad. They do some silly things, they do some things well. Which Hahnville team will the Tarpons face tonight, and can the Lafourche defense force Hahnville into these turnovers?
100%. Let's catch a break. Our first break. When we get back in 3 minutes, we will hear from Coach Pokey. We've got a whole lot going on here. We're about 25 minutes or so away from the opening tip. We got the Tarpons and the Tigers here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Welcome back here to South Lafourche High School. Casey Gisclair here with Coach Brian Callais and Taylor Griffin. We have one scoreboard update from around the area. George Washington Carver has a 24-16 lead over Vanderbilt Catholic in the second quarter of that game.
Maybe some breaking news. Rumor mill, Vanderbilt's out some starters.
Are they?
Something with school that they are suspended for the game now. Not confirmed, but
it would sure make sense as to why they would be struggling through that one in the early stages. My goodness gracious.
All right.
Turtle, you were kind of telling us while they were warming up. Hahnville has some big dudes, yes, but I don't know that anybody in that lineup is 6'5", brother. Just looking at him out there.
No, I mean, look, I've measured before with shoes, without shoes, on lazy days, fat days, skinny days. I've never been over 6'2" in my life, and I'm looking eye to eye with these guys. I don't know which one's 6'5", except maybe the guy with the 3-inch frill. That's all I can say.
What days you had the most of?
Y'all know which one.
Look, we spoke with Coach Randolph in the last segment. Coach Brian Callais had an opportunity to hang out with Coach Keegan Pokey earlier in the week, and Taylor, I'm sure there are a little bit of nerves, man. This is Coach Pokey's first playoff game. Now, he's been an assistant in some playoff games and everything, but this is his first playoff game as the big cheese, the head coach. And I'm sure, I mean, talk me through that. When you've coached and everything, I'm sure there are some nerves, and I'm sure there are some things running through his mind right now, like, hey, man, you don't want to lose, and you want to make sure that you represent yourself well today.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be some nerves. And look, at this level, if there's no nerves, then you're in the wrong business. You know, it's good. I would hope that it's the good kind of nervous. It's the good free songs. It's the good I'm ready. You know, there's a little bit of sweat and a little bit of heavy breathing. But once the game gets going, just get over the hump. You know, get the jump ball out the way, and he'll be fine. That's it. I'm sure it's the good type of nervous that he's feeling. You're going to have a gym full of people. It's your first home playoff game. It's your first year as head coach. I mean, what a world to walk into, especially with, you know, the lack of home playoff games that we've had these last, 15, 16 years. You know, there's a lot of people in the crowd. He's going to want to make a good, lasting impression on everybody who, you know, I mean, whether you like it or not, whether everyone wants to admit it, everyone in the crowd is nitpicking and looking for every little thing they could potentially complain about when it comes to the first-year head coach. So, and they just like you, they interrupt you whenever you try to make a point. No. But yeah, that's you know, hopefully he keeps all of that out of the back of his head and just focuses on the task at hand. Get the good nerves out of the way. Once the game gets rolling, Coach Pokey will be fine.
Let's hear what Keegan had to say. He had a chance to spend a couple minutes with Brian Callais earlier this week. Lights go out here in the tank. Things getting spooky. Brian's computer's trying to make it work.
I know. Put in place. I think the leadership has gone a long way in these last couple of practices, and you kind of see it. And yeah, I think you can see it from our warm-up all the way into our start of the game.
Now, I know it's Spirit Week at the school, a lot of activities going on. How do you keep the guys focused on the game?
You know, it's kind of one of those things like a double-edged sword. You kind of want them to relax a little bit, kind of get away from just always focusing on every little detail of the game. So when practice comes, we kind of give them a little spill before practice, get a little break, and then at that time we expect them to have their full focus on what we're trying to do, what we're practicing on, what we're focusing on, whatever that practice may be. And by tip-off, they know that their main focus is 32 minutes. To see if we can go ahead and get to that second half.
Those Hahnville Tigers, what are you seeing on film with the Tigers?
They got some size. They're very athletic. They do the things that we expect from a Hahnville team or an athletic team. They can shoot really well from the outside. They can get to their paint. They got a bigger guard in Kobe Landry that does a lot of great things. We look to set him up often, and then we got some great shooters, and number 11, number 15, number 3 as well. So we're going to have to make sure we stop their penetration, but we also just got to limit them to one shot. If we limit them to one shot and have great possessions in our offense, then I do like our chances moving forward.
Yeah, Coach, how are you planning to prepare for a big guy? You already this year didn't play any real ball center. How you go about that in practice?
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things that we don't have a guy that matches his skill set or his style. So it takes a lot of film maybe to see what he does or what they do to get him in certain positions. To just talk about what he likes to do after certain look or certain opportunities that he might got on film. And then all in all, we're just going to have to keep him off balance. Keep him off balance, keep them off balance. Make sure when they do call something that we have a counter maybe fair on defensive end, and not letting them get too comfortable on a couple of possessions going down the court.
Coach, your first playoff game coming up. How has the week been for you?
Stressful, nerve-wracking, excited, taking it all in as the countdown almost 24 hours out. Just kind of enjoying the little things, making sure that I'm fully prepared, making sure the kids are fully prepared, and just kind of treating it, I'm doing my best to treat it just like any other game, but I know that's going to be tough.
What's the health status of the team?
Everybody's good to go. They all got a full week of great practice. Bo Georges looked really well. Terrence Petrie looked really well. So we're all healthy. We're all good to go.
Coach, keys to the game.
Block out, make sure we get a rebound, take charges. If we could get like maybe 5 charges on them early, they could go ahead and maybe get out of their game plan a little bit. And then just make sure we play our band of basketball on the offensive end.
Thanks so much for the time. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
There we go. We have heard from both coaches. We have the two teams that have now taken the floor. And we're about 15 minutes away from playing some playoff basketball in the tank. I don't know about you guys, but I'm fired up.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait, man. It's been a long, long time since the Tarpons have had this opportunity. Like Coach had said, yeah, a few years we technically had a home game, but it was at Central Lafourche. Last time they had one of these in here was 2009. Man, that was almost a whole generation ago. There was a whole old gym ago. That was a couple coaches ago. That was a long time. Right now the future is here. It's right now. It's Coach Pokey time. Let's see what him and his team can do.
Let's thank State Bank and Trust Company. Banking you can count on, member FDIC. Barry Ogeron Insurance Agency, your local Horace Mann insurance agent. Rev, the official internet service provider for KLED streaming. The Blue Boot Foundation, driving awareness to childhood drowning, make a difference. Ashley Barrios State Farm. GIS, putting people first. South Lafourche Bank, your true hometown bank since 1967. Joe Septic, on call 7 days a week, 24 hours a day for all your fencing and septic needs. The Gen Gators, go visit Travis and his team out there if you are in need of a generator. Advanced Eye Institute, make the right call, get your eyes checked by Dr. Darby Chasson today. And Lady of the Sea General Hospital, compassionate medicine close to home. We also thank Lady of the Sea, Rev, Joe Septic, Ashley Barrios, State Bank, and Barry Ogeron Insurance Agency, who are YouTube sponsors tonight. Let's take a 3-minute break. When we get back, we'll take a seat behind the desk. The teams are on the floor. We got some videos of the guys warming up that will get you, but we still got Turtles tips, and we still got a whole lot more to bring you in the pregame. We'll be back in 3 minutes here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Coach Brian Callais and Taylor Griffin. We got about 11 minutes on the clock. So, Turtle, I'm going to ask you first from the perspective of a player. What's going through Terrence Petrie's mind right now? What's going through Nicholas Coleman's mind right now? Or even, a Kobe Landry on the Hahnville side. As a player right now, 10 minutes away, what's going through your head whenever you're about ready to play a huge, high-stakes basketball game such as this one?
Man, it's, for me, I'm thinking get the first easy bucket out the way. Like, I would, me personally, as far as, like, the pregame nerves, you could hit all the shots you want in warm-ups, but your adrenaline is pumping like crazy, and until you knock that first shot down in the game and get that crowd reaction, regardless of what side you're on, you're going to get a reaction, good or bad. I'm hoping to have a layup opportunity before, a three-point opportunity. I'm hoping to get the easy bucket out the way. That's the best way to just shake those nerves out and get back level-headed.
Brian, on the opposite end of the spectrum, from a coach's perspective, if you're Coach Keegan Pokey, if you're Coach Erica Randolph, and you're trying to guide your team into the next round of the postseason tonight, and there's 10 minutes left on the clock, and you've been scouting and you've been watching film all week, what's going through your mind in these final 10 minutes?
Oh, it's like, hurry up, get these 10 minutes, let's play. You prepared pretty much all week. You watched tons of film, and it's to a point right now, let's get the game started. You got to feel confident in your plan, that you're going to put your kids in the right spot, and that they're going to go ahead and execute on the floor. But right now, it's probably the most nervous you're going to be these last 10 minutes.
No doubt about it. The Tarpons are on the floor. Hahnville was on the floor earlier, and they have gone back into the locker room. They're going to come out, obviously, before the tip and get a couple of more shots up. Watching those guys warm up, very athletic. They have some dudes who could really stroke it. But Brian, in your film study, one thing that we noticed about the Tigers is, man, they really don't have any limit on their range. They'll shoot it from far. They'll shoot it all over the place. They are a team that has a quick trigger. And I think Brandon Brown mentioned whenever we talked to him earlier in the week, a big key. He said, hey, we beat them because we held them to one shot now. Tarpons got to hold Hahnville to one shot now tonight. I think that's a huge key tonight.
That's a big key. In fact, that's one of my keys for the game. They got to hold them to one shot. But look, when they play all together, they're tough. But when they start individualizing a little bit here and there, they're not as tough. Which team's going to be here on the court tonight? The Hahnville Tigers that are capable of playing well. Their record suggests that, for the most part, they haven't played all together that well. We'll see tonight.
Turtle, from the South Lafourche side of things, they are the higher seeded team, but there are a lot of people around the state of Louisiana who are considering them underdogs in this matchup. If you're Coach Keegan Pokey, you think that's a little bit of fuel for the fire here? Hey, man, no one believes in us against the world mentality?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, any easy, cheap bulletin board material you could pull out, you definitely want to mention it, man. It's, I mean, you don't want the guys to get too caught up in the hype, but it's certainly worth a mention of, everybody's already counting you out and we hadn't even stepped on the floor yet. We've played so well this season. We're this seed for a reason. We've earned our spot, and people are already counting you out against a team that, on paper is absolutely inferior to you. So right off the bat, yeah, you definitely, I would be, if I'm in Coach Pokey's shoes, I'm using that as extra motivation and, talking about it all week, and maybe one last mention of it before they come out for warm-ups.
Lafayette Association tonight, Brian, is that correct?
Yeah.
I have seen 2 of the 3 guys work before. I have not seen the third. I'm no referee concierge. I don't know anything about how this works. I tell you what, I did see a Lafayette Association game last night with E.D. White and Madison Prep. They were kind of letting them play a little bit. You told me on play-by-play earlier in the week that is kind of the MO for the association. I think we should expect a pretty loosely called game tonight, right?
I would think so. But again, with these 3 working, I'm not sure. But I know one of them, I've seen it at top 28 several times. And that's what I told Coach Bruce Lee, relate to Coach Pokey, that, you got a good crew, I think, out here.
No doubt about that. Look, let's take one more break. It'll be a 3-minute break. When we get back, we'll be right at the 3-minute mark, which means it'll be time for Turtles Tips. We'll get Brian's thoughts as well. We are about 6 minutes away from playoff basketball here in the tank. We'll be right back on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Coach Brian Callais and Taylor Griffin. We have 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It's a little earlier than normal, but it's playoff time, so Turtle probably has more to say. What are Turtle's tips? What does South Lafourche have to do to get to the second round of the Division I non-select state playoffs?
Man, number one, it's all about taking control. And that just taking control, I mean, I could come up with 5 or 6 tips that just come back to taking control of the situation. Man, you can't let your adrenaline and your emotions get the best of you. You can't let the crowd get too much into your head. You gotta stay under control. You can't, if Hahnville comes out and starts pressing you, you can't turn your press break into a fast break. Y'all know that's one of my favorite ones. Control the tempo, control the pace, control the style of play. I don't know what the game plan is. We've seen multiple different types of game plans from Coach Pokey and the Tarps this year. We've seen them run and gun. We've seen them slow it down. We've seen a lot of different things. But from what y'all are telling me and what everyone has seen on film, seen in person, and with the Hahnville coach, forgive me for forgetting her name, I'm sorry.
Dr. Randolph.
What Coach Randolph said in that interview that we played earlier, they appear to like a faster pace. Right there, man, you can't fall into that trap. You can't get into that track meet if you're not comfortable. Now, look, if you break it by getting into a lot of 2-on-1 opportunities and it turns into layups and they decide to pull out because it's not working, fine, great. But if you fall into that and you start missing on the other end and all of a sudden you've made 4 or 5 trips and you hadn't taken the time to run offense and try to slow them down, grind them, and get layups out of it, at least get whistles and fouls out of it, then it's all for nothing. So you gotta make sure that you stay control and don't let them dictate what the game's gonna be. You gotta make sure that you're dictating the style of play. And look, as y'all said, the referees might be a little looser because of the association they're coming from. Another thing, man, you can't let that control your mind. You can't let that get to your head. You got to play through it. You got to feel them out those first couple trips up and down and like, okay, this is what we're doing tonight. It's got to hit you right away. You can't second guess anything. You can't throw your hands up and look at the ref, look at your coach, you got to feel it and know, okay, it's going to be a little more physical than normal. Now, I know I could bring more of it, too, and not just be a victim all night. So, and look, with that, man, just have fun. It's a home freaking playoff game. Tip number 3 is just have fun.
Brian, you have seen countless hours of tape. You have scouted Hahnville as much as everybody except maybe Coach Pokey. What are the keys? What do the Tarpons have to do tonight?
All right, real quick, control the tempo. And I'm talking in a half-court set. If you have a chance for transition, you go with it. But if not, when you're running your half-court offense, you have to slow down a little bit. Don't be as fast. The Tarpons cannot have this as an ugly game. I think Hahnville's going to want to come in and try and make it ugly, where it's up and down real quick. Tarpons can't fall into that. Stop penetration. If they're in a man or a zone, you have to stop penetration, limit the points in the paint. You cannot have Hahnville scoring inside the lane. If they're going to win, make it be from the outside. Rebound, limit Hahnville to 1 shot. On offense, if they go that matchup zone, you have to have movement. You can't just stand still. And the last one, make more free throws than what your opponents take.
Let's pause for playing the national anthem here in the tank. crash land, and we're going to get our starters, our home team starting lineup brought to you by Lady of the Sea. We know who the starters are, but we'll let main event Dom give that to you. And we'll also let you know who Hahnville starters are. I expect much enthusiasm from Dominic when the Hahnville starters are being announced. Tigers start number 0, Caden Jones. Number 2, Kobe Landry. Number 3, Eli Hams. Number 11, Jamal Moore. And number 15, Caden Downing. That's the 5 for the Hahnville Tigers. And your home team starting lineup brought to you by Lady of the Sea, Kobe Cantrell. Carter Cantrell, big brother. Colin Cinnamon is the third starter. Number 0, Terrence Petrie. And it's time to shoot a victory arrow, because that's a big, big boy. Down go the students. That's your home team starting lineup brought to you by Lady of the Sea.
And how they don't hurt their back?
Because they take charges, Brian. They know how to take charges.
Did they practice?
I'm sure they do. Hahnville is in the road black with the gold and purple trim. The Tarpons in the home whites. What's up, Coach? Tarpons will be going from right to left. Hahnville from left to right. This tip will be brought to you by State Bank and Trust Company.
See Cole Gisclair in the house.
That is made my day. Vanderbilt leads Carver 31-26 out in Houma. The Terriers have stormed back.
Did you see any starters missing, or?
I hadn't looked close enough. I have not looked close enough. It will be Downing jumping against Santa Mont. Let's roll. Hahnville will control the tip. Downing. Tarpons will be in a man-to-man defense to start the game. Hahnville works it to the left corner for, in the right corner for a 3, no good. Rebound goes to Petrie. Empty possession. Terrence working it across the timeline. Being closely guarded by Jones. Now to Cantrell. Inside to a cutting Cantrell. Missed the layup. Rebound goes to Hahnville. Tarpons leave 2 on the board there.
Yeah, Corbin shot it with his right hand on the left side.
Hahnville quickly back the other way. Downing shoots a reverse. No, rebound goes to Cantrell. So Hahnville with 2 quick early shots. Petrie all the way through, lays it up. No, rebound goes to Hahnville. 2 misses in the paint for the Tarps. Jones pushing it out to Downing, and we have a travel. But gentlemen, we see right away Hahnville ain't afraid to shoot the ball. 2 very quick possessions.
And no, they're gonna shoot it.
Yeah, I mean, look, they came out firing, shooting from the hip, not nervous at all about chucking up.
Petrie will walk it across. Which team's going to break the seal here? The Tarpons have had 2 layups, couldn't convert. Now maybe a inside touch for Coleman, who's getting mugged. I was about to say that's got to be a foul on Jamal Moore. Baseline out of bounds opportunity for the Tarps.
I'm not sure what Moore was doing right there, jumping over the back.
See if the Tarps can maybe steal 2 here. They get it into Coleman, who's being fouled by Kobe Landry. So 2 early fouls on the Tigers.
And look, Coleman deserves a lot of credit for setting them up and using his body to his advantage, frustrating them, pushing them back, and when they try to react, it's too late. There's a whistle.
Petrie will throw it to no one, and that'll be volleyball spiked down the other end of the floor. Honda will get it for a stop. Jamal Moore tried to slam it. He missed the dunk. The students are letting him hear about it, and now the Tarpons come the other way. Cantrell into the lane, lays it up. No. Boy, it feels like there's a lid on both buckets right now.
I think the Tarpons have to slow down their offense.
Hahnville throws a long pass back to midcourt. It's Downing. Coach Randolph directing traffic to her team. Trying to feed it inside to Kobe Landry. Instead, they'll work it to the right corner for a three. That's good. That's number 3, Eli Hams, who scores it. And Hahnville strikes first. Petrie across the timeline. 2 minutes in. 3-0 Hahnville. Petrie to Cantrell. The Santa Monica top of the key. Back to Cantrell on the right wing. Santa Monica out of Carter Cantrell. Back to Petrie. Thought about the three. Would get into the lane. Shoot the 1-foot shot. Got it. So the Tarpons will get on the board.
That's a tough shot by Petrie, that step back.
Yeah. And we have seen no ill effects of the ankle that he turned at the end of the last game. Looks fine and dandy. Kobe Landry looking to dance. Gets a screen. Tarpons jump the screen. He gets into the lane. Will lay it up and missed it. Rebound goes to foul and Landry. That's his second.
Ooh, a quick 2 on him. That's big.
That's a good call by the official. He was going to kick the ball and hit somebody right in the head.
So the Tigers get into some early foul trouble. Now, Coach Randolph did tell us, and gentlemen, they're not taking Landry out of the game. Thought for sure the subs were going to be for him, but Coach Randolph did say, hey, I have a deep team. As Petrie gets it across the timeline. Oh, you got to attack 2 here. Petrie, dribble handoff to Coleman, now to Cantrell. It's Santa Monica on the baseline to Coleman, top of the key. It's to Cantrell, Tarpons being patient. Santa Monica to Coleman. Cantrell will shoot a mid-range, it's flat, rebound tapped back to Cantrell. Now Petrie's got it. Terrence will shoot a 3. Bang! And it's 5-3 with the Blue Boot bomb. There's nothing like playoff basketball. Hams, dribble handoff. They'll get it into the right corner for another 3. Missed it. Rebound goes to Coleman. Tarpons looking to push. Coleman will throw it away, but it's kicked out of bounds by Hahnville.
Who's got a score for the Tarpons? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Terrence made a 1-foot shot and a 3.
Yep.
And Hahnville will get Landry out of the game with the 2 fouls, and Coach Randolph will actually call a timeout. Gentlemen, I got to tell you, and it's 5-3. You are what the scoreboard says you are. The Tarpons are getting better shots than Hahnville right now.
Well, Hahnville had a couple where they missed the dunk, they missed the putback, and they're going to shoot a bunch of threes. There's no doubt. Tarpons doing a good job so far rebounding.
Yeah, look, both teams, I don't know if it's nerves, I don't know if it's the atmosphere, or whatever it is. I mean, they both got some early looks. Couldn't find a bucket in the beginning, but it looks like both teams are starting to settle in. They're both getting plenty of opportunities to score.
100%. 4:23 to go in the opening half. Tarpons have possession. Cantrell to Santa Monica. Into Petrie in the corner. How about another 3? Bang! Terrence has come out hitting, and it's 8-3.
If you're Hahnville, how can you not know that play was coming?
Tigers have it in the hands of Downing. Oh, Cantrell nearly stole it, but now you got to recover. They get it to the middle, and they'll lay it up, and good. A good shot there by number 5, Calvin Smith Jr., and it's 8-5. Petrie coming across the timeline. Jacoby Cantrell, now Santa Monica. To Petrie. Got all 8 Tarpon points in the early stages. Petrie on the right wing. 3:33 to go in the opening quarter. The Tarpons have an early advantage. They'll throw it away. That was not the look that the Tarpons were wanting. That was a forced pass there. And Meathead will check into the game for the first time.
Tarpons have yet to commit a foul.
So we'll see if the Tigers could shave some off of the deficit here. Gardar is the first sub of the game for South Lafourche. Downing attacks off the bounce into traffic, missed it. The offensive rebound putback is good. That is Smith who scores it again.
They have to stop the penetration.
Yep. 8-7 game. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Santa Mont to Dardar. Back to Coleman. Cantrell will throw it away. Here come the Tigers. Terrence will get a hand on it, but Hahnville in transition, stolen by Meathead. Tarpons have him 2-on-1. Santa Mont attacks the lane, draws the foul, and it'll be 2 shots coming, and Hahnville's over the limit for the quarter.
And I love the attack by Santa Mont right there. You know, he saw an opportunity to score. He had the guy on his inside hip, and he said, look, I'm either going to get a bucket or I'm going to get a whistle. That's what you got to do in a game like this.
8-7 the score. That is the second foul on Jamal Moore. Another Hahnville player with a couple fouls. Cohen missed the first. And Moore will check out of the game.
Let's see if Dardar or Coleman, if it's a miss, can steal the rebound.
Got to make your free throws here. Got that one. It's 9-7. 2:44 to go in the first. Tarpons appear to now be in the zone. Changing things up. Irons. Looking at the Downing. Downing back to Irons on the right side. Now to the middle of the floor. Kicks it to the left corner for a 3. No. Rebound goes to Hahnville. It's Smith, and he stepped out of bounds. I tell you what, guys, Tarpons got to find Smith on the glass. He's making a difference for Hahnville right now.
You have to get a body on him.
2:17 to go in the opening quarter. Tarpons up by a bucket. Petrie's had a hot start. Remember, Hahnville is over the limit. Feeds it into Georges, who just checked in and rolls it up and in.
Georges always hangs around the rim and finishes strong.
Yep. 11-7 the score. Hams with a long 3. Got it. Calmly and coolly steps into that one. Coleman across the timeline to Georges on the right wing. Georges to Coleman on the left side, into Georges in the paint, has it ripped away. Honda's got to be standing out of bounds. Yeah,
yep, that's the call. Well, if Georges could get a good seal right here and get a layup, that would light this place up.
The Tarpons have it in the outside right now. They try to force it into Coleman, and it's thrown away.
A good look, but the wrong angle to make that pass.
Yep. So 90 seconds to go in the first. 11-10 the score. Hahnville, they have shown the ability to shoot the ball. Last possession, Smith with a mid-range. No, rebound goes to Coleman. Coleman in some traffic, gets control of the basketball, now to Petrie. Oh, he's wide open, he'll shoot the 3. Bang! He's hot tonight, folks. Blue boot bomb after blue boot bomb. It's 14-10.
Just can't leave them open.
No.
They lost them somehow in transition.
Inside of a minute to go. The Tarpons do have the arrow. 50 seconds to go in the first. Hams. They might be holding for one. I think they are. They're working on the left side of the floor to Downing.
Oh, we've seen a Hahnville team do this before in this gym.
We sure have.
Yeah.
Coach Randolph trying to communicate with her team. Emphasis on the word trying, but it's loud in here. Now they'll go. Right side of the floor for a 3. Got it. Big shot from Hams. Tarpons do have time. Petrie across the timeline at 2. Got to go up in the parking lot. Ooh, just missed it. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. An extremely entertaining first quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute. It's 14-13 South Lafourche here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
Right here we got three bench players.
Ooh. We are back here from South Lafourche. 14-13 the score. Tarpons possess first. Hahnville's got to take the floor. The official's about to put the ball in play.
They're gonna let them know.
We got Savoy, Cantrell, Dardar, Petrie, and George as the 5 for the Tarpons. It'll be Savoy inbounding. Remember, South Lafourche going right to left if you are a radio listener. Petrie. And we have an offensive foul called on Bo Georges. I didn't see it. I was looking at Terrence all the way. Yeah.
Away from the ball, called illegal block, illegal screen.
Yeah, Terrence is at half court. I'm looking at the ball. They call it an illegal screen in the paint. So Hahnville will take over. Tigers feed it into the paint. That's got to be an offensive foul. Yes, it is. Calvin Smith commits it. That's his first foul. It's the first foul of the quarter on Hahnville. So both teams trade fouls to start the quarter.
Great help side defense right there from the Tarpons. That's one way to stop the pick and roll.
Oh, yeah. 7:41 to go in the opening half. Meathead will inbound. Kobe Cantrell takes a breather. His big brother Carter checks in. Tarpons need help against the pressure, and they'll throw it away on the inbounds, and Hahnville will lay it up and good. That was Downing who scored it. Petrie does have it inbounds this time. Terrence across the timeline. It's it to Cantrell. So it's cutting Petrie at the rim. Shoots it up, fading away. Got it. Boy, he's on one tonight.
Nice pass and good finish on the inside.
Downing will come across the timeline as Landry about to check in for Hahnville. Hams to the right side of the floor. They'll penetrate, get it into the lane. It's deflected. Ball's loose on the floor. It'll end up in Hahnville's hands in front of the students. Now they work it to the left side. Now top of the key. Penetration dribble. Into the paint. Into contact. Blocked by Bo Georges. And the Tarpons come away with a Petrie. To Dardar. Meathead on the right side. All the way through into contact. Draws the foul. Hahnville's got to be careful because on that last whistle, 3 or 4 players got up off the bench. All the assistants got up off the bench. They're getting frustrated with the whistle right now.
Yeah, it was a pretty loud and obvious reaction, but there was one quick pop and then they stopped. The argument didn't ensue, so I think they'll be all right for now until they take it to the next level.
And what's happening is that there's contact, but on this end of the court, there wasn't much contact to leave it go. This end here was just too much contact. You got to call it.
Oh, yeah.
16-15 the score, 6:32 to go in the opening half. Dardar did miss the first, and he makes the second. So it's 17-15. Coleman will check in for Meathead. That is, Hondo's got 2 guys on the floor with 2 fouls. Landry back in there, and also Moore. Tigers having in the hands of Downing.
He got across midcourt. That was.
That Tarpon zone, if for nothing else, has slowed down Hahnville. To the right side of the floor they go. That's Hams. There's Landry with a 3. Short. Rebound goes to Cantrell. Cantrell looking to push it down the floor. In transition at the rim. Lost it on the way up. And that should go to Hahnville, and it does.
Good call. He just lost it going up. Look for Hahnville and maybe pick up the tempo a little bit right here. I think this is a little bit too slow for them.
That Tarpon zone has got them out of sync. Downing to the right baseline. Irons. Now they work it around the horn. Tarpon staying on him. They feed it into the middle. Deflected initially, but it gets in the hands of Moore, who scores it, and it's 17 all. Cantrell. To Petrie on the right side. Petrie will attack off the bounce. Will lay it up. No. Rebound goes to Landry. Good job not fouling there. Work it to the right side. Tarpons all over him. They reverse it to Downing. Now in the corner for a three. Short. Rebound goes to Bo Georges, and Georges is fouled over the back. Lionel Arns commits it. That'll be the third foul of the quarter on Hahnville.
Yep. Now, see, Hams made 3 threes. That time, I think he was a little impatient.
Yeah, Hahnville's having an issue getting subs in because they're coming to the radio table, not the scores table.
I helped the same coach once last time. I'm not helping him again.
Tarpons nearly throw it away on the inbounds. Cantrell's in trouble. He does get it to Savoie. It's now 2-on-1. Savoie drops it to Petrie, hands it to Georges. He missed a point-blank layup. And here comes Hahnville. Tigers trying to retake the lead. A three from Landry.
Nope.
No. Rebound to Georges, holding it high. Gets it to Petrie. 4:40 to go in the opening half. We're tied at 17 apiece. Petrie. Studying the floor, gets it to Cantrell's poked out of bounds. It will stay with South Lafourche.
And look, you're Tarpons. Let Hahnville shoot from out there.
Yeah.
They have success when they attack in a basket.
Savoie to Carter Cantrell, now Cullen Santamont. Terrence tries to get it inside. Santamont, now that Aiden Savoie thought about the shot. Shoot the mid-range pull-up. No. Rebound flying in. Santamont. Oh, he tried to tip it in. Couldn't. And it'll go out of bounds to Hahnville. But all these little shots in the paint. Tarpon's got to clean some of those up.
Yeah, man. The looks and the opportunities are there. Hahnville really isn't blocking out. They're about as bad at it as we are right now. We getting our looks. We just got to finish when we get a second and third chance.
Tigers have it in Caden Jones' hands. Working it to Landry. Back to Jones, top of the key. Midway through the second quarter. Irons feeds it to the middle. The Tarpons collapse on him, but they'll get it out to the corner for a three. No. Rebound goes to Savoie. See if the Tarpons get a bucket and go back up. Petrie. The Savoie top of the key now. Coleman. To Cantrell, creating some space, and an offensive foul will be called on South Lafourche. A moving screen on Nicholas Coleman. Second time this quarter, the Tarpons get called away from the play for a moving screen. Tell you what, I don't know how anyone's a coach. I look at Coach Randolph to my left, Coach Polk to my right. They both look miserable right now. They're having fun, I'm sure, but boy, this is stressful. Playoff basketball. They get it to the corner. Hahnville does for a three. No. Rebound goes to Jones. Shoots it up with the left. No. Another offensive rebound. Put back. No. Rebound goes to Santamont. And he's fighting. He's getting mugged, and a foul will be called on Jones. Hahnville is now over the limit. 3:14 to go in the second quarter. Tarpon's got to start blocking out, though. They're getting in a bad habit of jumping for the rebound. You don't want to jump with these guys.
Yep.
And a foul's called before the ball's even really been put in play on Jones, holding Terrence Petrie. That'll be 2 shots. So Jones commits 2 fouls in a row. Terrence will be shooting. I don't know that I've ever seen that. The ball was not even yet in the hands of the inbounder.
I think that's supposed to be like some kind of flagrant, huh?
No, college and the pros it is, but I don't know about.
Why are we not sure? We're going to.
Somebody's getting their finger taped.
Yeah, Santamont's getting a little blood taken care of over there. So they'll just go ahead and get a sub for him that we could move the game along.
Now we situate him.
Yeah, Cullen needed a Band-Aid on his finger. He is going to check back into the game in just a second, but Aiden Savoie will get out there Hahnville is over the limit. They have Caden Downing ready to check in at the radio table. I don't know if they'll give them this sub.
That's okay.
As Terrence makes the free throw. Tigers are over the limit. Tarpons have a chance to make some free throws here in the last 3:14. Terrence missed that one. Tarpons are leaving a few out there. 3:10 to go in the opening half. Happy you're with us on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Downing. Cross midcourt. Gets a screen. Working to the left side. Getting into the paint from mid-range. No, is a miss by Glenn. Rebound goes to Petrie. Petrie will get it to Cantrell across the timeline. Now Coleman thought about the shot. Gets into the lane. Lays it up. No. Rebound goes to Hahnville. Coleman needs to go up strong there. Was trying to avoid contact. He should have went through the contact. Maybe we could have earned some free throws.
Yeah, you're going to have to be strong. They let contact go.
Yep. Irons gets the pick. Now goes opposite the pick, and we have a foul called on Nicholas Coleman. That'll be his second. Nope, on 10. That'll be on Cantrell, his first. Tarpons have 3 team fouls, 1 to give. If you're just tuning in, there's 2:26 to go in the opening half. Tarpons lead by a point, 18-16.
Cover 2 on this. They're good.
Hahnville gets it inbounds to Glenn. Now Downing backs down, shoots a tough shot. Got it. Man, touched every single piece of the rim and then fell in. And the Tigers retake the lead. Coleman to Cantrell. Back to Petrie, open 3, in and out. Rebound goes to the Tigers. Hahnville caught a break there. Terrence had been shooting it well. Landry now attacks. A blocking foul will be called on Cantrell. That's a good call. Cantrell got there late. Tarpons are now over the limit.
Two shots.
Oh, if they're giving this a shooting foul, that's real bad. And it looks like they are.
It appears so.
Yeah, Coach Pokey has the same thoughts on that one as me. There ain't no way that's a shooting foul.
I mean, hey, was he attacking? Yes. Was he going to give it up? No. But he didn't commit to the act of shooting just yet. A little too close right there.
Little NBA continuation as he does make the free throw. Landry does.
Good news, bad news here. That's Landry's first point.
Yep.
Good news, you're holding them to a few points. Bad news is they're up 2.
Hahnville don't have anybody in there for the rebound. Doesn't matter. He makes them both. It's 21-18.
That's been consistent all year. They don't put people in the lane.
Petrie walks it across to Cantrell on the left side. So cutting Kobe Cantrell at the left. Missed it. Santamont tips it up and in. Good shot there from Santamont. And it's 21-20. Tigers now come the other way. 1:30 to go. Neither team has any fouls to give. Both are over the limit. Downing feeds it into the paint. They're backing down Coleman with Smith. That's a terrible shot. Good defense by Coleman, and here come the Tarpons. Petrie behind the back pass to Santamont. Can't catch it clean. Gets it to Cantrell, and Hahnville steals it away. Now pushing it in transition at the rim. The shot, no. Rebound goes to Smith, who's fouled and won. Calvin Smith is playing like a dog down low. He is doing some good things for Hahnville. He got the basket and the foul there.
Look, earlier, what's number 3? Hams knocked down some big threes, yes. But the rest of the game, Hahnville having a lead right now, you got to give the majority of the credit to Smith, man. He's been an absolute monster down low.
Got an over the back on the missed free throw. The Tarpons will go shoot 2. That's just a bad mistake. You got to know the situation there if you're Hahnville. But Tarpons got to make them count here on the other side. Nicholas Coleman, who has 3 points, will be shooting them.
Is that score right?
Yes. Yep. And he's got 4 points. It's 23-21. Meadhead checks into the game for Kobe Cantrell. The board has 3 fouls now on Jamal Moore that they've just checked him out of the game. Coleman makes them both, and it's a 1-point game, and we have a timeout, a full timeout by Coach Pokey. We'll keep it here. We're almost at the half. 1:01 to go. We'll keep it here. Gentlemen, what are you seeing from both teams here as we're rocking and rolling?
Man, I'm seeing some good, some bad, but I'm going to criticize and harp on the bad mostly. Look, both sides need to do a better job of blocking out and stop giving up so many second-chance opportunities. And even the second-chance opportunities, like, I'm seeing a lot of point-blank shots in the lane being missed. You know, it's just both teams, I don't want to say they're playing bad. It's just they just got some things to fine-tune, some things to clean up. But, look, other than that, look, the atmosphere in here is great. The intensity is awesome. It's a fun place to be tonight. But I think the Tarpons especially, man, they're feeding off of the crowd's energy, but they got to clean up a few things. You know, they got to remember the little things and not just run off of pure adrenaline, but they've got to win the mental battle too and remember, you know, what got them here.
Yeah, I'm seeing missed shots inside the paint by both teams. Tarpons doing a good job of rebounding the basketball at times. If Hahnville starts crashing the board on these long shots, they're going to start getting rebounds, but they're too far back. Tarpons doing a good job of rebounding.
Inside of a minute to go in the opening half. Hahnville has the ball and the arrow. It's a 1-point game in favor of the Tigers. They held for 1 last time in a similar situation. Now it looks like they're going to go, but Meadhead steals it. In transition at the rim, lays it up and in. And the Tarpons steal 2 there. Great hustle play from Dardar.
Man, that dude is fast.
You can't relax. You can't relax on offense with Dardar in the game.
Landry with a tough shot. Got it. Answers right back. But it'll allow the Tarpons to maybe get the last shot here. 24 seconds to go. Petrie across the timeline to Cantrell on the left side. To cutting Coleman. He's fouled. Coleman will go shoot 2. Who's the foul on? Let's check.
I think it's going to be 5.
There's on 5. That is Smith. That'll be his second. Fouls are starting to become an issue a little bit for Hahnville. They've got several starters with 2, 1 with 3.
Yeah, Smith that time following, chasing the screen, the curl, and you can't do that.
Coleman has 5 points, shooting 2. Got it. We're tied at 25. Aiden Salwa will check into the game for Cullen Santa Monica. Coach Pokey probably gets his best and quickest defensive lineup out there. Jones will check into the game for Smith.
My stats are messed up already.
Yeah. You did your best.
I don't mark them half the time.
How do you say that? You played hard.
Yeah.
Coleman made them both. The Tarpons have a 1-point lead. Hahnville has 14 seconds to work with. Downing. No fouls to give. Downing standing near midcourt. 7 seconds to go. Reverses it to the top of the key for a long 3. That's an early shot. No. Rebound goes to Hahnville. Buzzer beater is no good. And that'll bring us to the half with our score. South Lafourche 26, Hahnville 25. We've had a really good first half. Let's go ahead and exhale. Take a 3-minute break. We'll be right back here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. We've got our halftime scores: the Tarpons 26, Hahnville 25. Casey Gisclair with Brian Callais and Taylor Griffin. Gentlemen, we've watched a half. Neither team has a clear advantage over the other. It was a very competitive, very well played first half. What say you, boys? What's it looking like out there on the floor in the first half?
I think both teams right now should go into the locker room happy. With Hahnville, you're on the road, only down one. With all the foul trouble you had, your bench had to come in. The Tarpons, you fell behind a little, 3 points or 3 points, and you came back to the lead. So I think you're happy with the way you're playing right now. So both teams should be happy. There's going to be one hell of a second half coming up.
Let me ask you this on the Hahnville side. They do have some foul issues. They've got a starter with 3, several starters with 2, and like it just feels like the way that they play, they're going to foul a lot against this Tarpon team. For Coach Randolph, how do you make sure your kids are still being aggressive, but also make sure that you actually have your starting 5 out there late in the game?
Yeah, and look, you got to tell them, how you tell a player, stop being aggressive?
I don't know the answer to that.
That's tough, and they're going to have to find out a way where you still got to play Hahnville basketball, but you got to do it without fouling. And the cheap fouls come back and haunt you. The over-the-back call right here before halftime, that could be a foul that's going to come back and haunt the Tigers.
What's up, dude? Yeah, no doubt about that, man. And look, we saw South Lafourche come on out early, and Terrence Petrie was lighting the world on fire early. I was talking to a relative of his before the game, and basically they were saying, hey, Terrence has had some games where he's started a little slow, kind of eased into the game. There wasn't no easing into the game tonight. He came out ready to roll unofficially. I'm trying to count 3 threes, 2, I think at 13. He was real good.
Yeah, he was. And can he continue that in the second half? If he does, shame on Hahnville.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
No, not to cut you off, but I mean, you know, to piggyback off of shame on Hahnville, I think they're going to make the proper adjustments, which now every time Terrence Pete, first of all, they shouldn't even let him catch the ball, but every time he catches the ball, all the attention's on him. He could still create. He could still drive. He could still draw extra help. And that now 2 people are going to be trying to stop one, and it's going to open up a little drop-off for a layup. If Hahnville does their job on defense, it should open up more opportunities for other guys to score.
And he says not to cut me off. Every time I call a timeout, you would do that on the bench. No, Coach, we should do this.
Oh, here we go.
Give the ball to me.
Here we go. I don't think that's the truth. Jared Martin in the house, Lafourche School Superintendent. Good to see him tonight. You want me to start a little controversy right here on the radio?
Go ahead.
Might as well.
BJ Young series actually wearing blue and not purple and gold. How surprising.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, we're kidding. We know BJ is rooting for the Tarpons, and I know they are facing his alma mater, the Hahnville Tigers. One more break. Let's catch a 2-minute break. BJ's going to beat me up during the break. When we get back, we'll get Turtles keys for the second half. 2-minute break. It's a 1-point game. Tarpons up 26-25 here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. minutes left on the clock. I'll throw it to you, Taylor Griffin. You are our Turtles tips expert. Tarpons are up 1. We got 16 minutes of basketball left to play. What are your tips? What do the Tarpons have to do to punch that ticket to the second round on Mardi Gras Day?
I think I'm going to break it up on either side of the ball. Offensively, man, keep attacking, keep doing what you're doing as far as the first shot opportunities go. But, man, they crashing the board so beautifully. But some of those second chance opportunities, they're missing the putbacks, they're missing the tip-ins, they're missing the follow-up layups. We got to clean those up. Defensively, you got to do a better job boxing out, limiting Hahnville to just one look, one if not 0 looks. To take defense a step further, man, I'm going to sound like I'm criticizing a little bit, but that wide 1-2-2 defense, that zone that they went to for a little while, I'm not a fan, man. I'm not a fan. I think it exposes you a lot down low. Now, look, I understand you got to do what you got to do. Hahnville's knocking down threes. We got to widen it up a little bit. But Hahnville's not dumb, man. They're really well coached. They're not just a bunch of athletes who happen to know how to dribble. They got some basketball players. They got some basketball minds on that floor at all times that, man, one look, one fake, they getting that wide defense to widen out even more, and they exposing you and making layups. So I kind of hope we don't go back to that 1-2-2, but, hey, we'll see. That's not my call. And finally, man, again, as I mentioned earlier, man, enjoy the moment, enjoy the atmosphere, and make the best of the situation. You got to feed off the energy, whether it's natural or artificial. You got to fake it till you make it. Whatever it is, man, it's here. And you're not going to be blessed with a better opportunity than you have here tonight. You got to make the most of it.
Well, very simple. Stop the penetration from Hahnville and continue getting to the free throw line. And I think you're on your way to the second round.
Winnipeg State Bank and Trust Company. Banking you can count on. Member FDIC. Barry Ogeron Insurance Agency. Your local Horseman Insurance agent. Rev, your official internet service provider for KLEB streaming. The Blue Boot Foundation. Driving awareness of childhood drowning. Make a difference. Ashley Barry, State Farm Agency. GIS, putting people first. We'll get to the rest of the sheet before this broadcast wraps up. Hahnville has it first now, going right to left. Tarpons come out with the starting 5. That's Cantrell, Petrie, Coleman, and Santamont. Hahnville has their original 5 as well. Jones, Landry, Hams, Moore, and Downing. Tigers possess first. It's to Landry, will attack into the lane. Tough shot, and he scored it. So nice looking drive there.
Good finish by Landry. He was the wrong angle, and the ball somehow still went in.
Oh, yeah. Petrie thought about the long one. Instead gets it to Cantrell. Now to Big Brother, feeding it to Coleman down low. Coleman will lay it up and in. Well, Landry got 2 fouls, but he's playing defense like he got 4 fouls down there. He was conceding the layup to Coleman. If he's going to guard like that, I'll take that matchup. The long 3 from Hahnville here is no good. Rebound tapped back inside to the Tigers for a layup that's good. So second chance opportunity, scores it for Hahnville. That's Hams who scored it. Cantrell.
Got to get it to him again.
They throw it to Coleman. I mean, that's a layup line right now. He is not even attempting to play defense.
There was no weak side help at all.
So 4 straight for Coleman out of the half. And it's 30-29. Hahnville will attack, and a reach will be called on Coleman, I believe. And the shame of that one is, boy, you had Carter Cantrell about to take the cleanest charges you've ever seen. Jones will check out of the game for Hahnville. See what kind of baseline out of bounds set they'll come with here. Tarpons bottle everything up initially. They'll throw it out to Landry for a long 3. No. Rebound to Coleman. Coleman will come across the timeline. Oh. Step back 3, get in there. No, rebound goes to Hahnville. Pushing it down the floor. Oh, we got a final score update that is going to make me happy. It's going to make Brian happy. And the next dead ball, sure it's going to make Turtle happy too. Downing holding it.
Stay tuned, folks.
Yes.
I think I know what he's going to say.
Landry shoots it up, no. Rebound goes to the floor. Terrence pulls it away. Tarpons looking to push. Petrie in transition. Looks inside, now will shoot the midi. Short. Rebound goes to Hahnville. And here come the Tigers. Kicking it out. Landry will attack baseline all the way through, draws the foul. So the scoreboard report, Central Catholic 61, Ouachita Christian 52. Central Catholic goes on the road and gets an upset win in round one.
Nice. Congratulations.
Benjamin Case 28 points for the Eagles in that opening round upset win. That probably isn't an upset. Landry will be shooting two. Got that one. I saw Coach Randolph during the timeout at half when the teams had retaken the floor. She was talking to Landry a lot. She told us on play-by-play, I always have to stay in his ear and let him know, hey, you're Kobe Landry. Like, you're a really good basketball player. Go assert yourself. We've seen him be a little more in attack mode in the third quarter. Coleman. It's the Petrie. To Cantrell. They're trying to post Coleman, and they will throw it away, but it'll be knocked out of bounds on a jump. Tarpons have the arrow. So I guess they'll say both teams knocked it out of bounds. Cantrell in the lane. Got it. Tarpons will get an easy two there. Beautiful floater. All the little buckets you could steal like that add up in a playoff type setting. It's a 2-point game.
Look at Hahnville's offense. They spread the floor. When they shoot these three-pointers, they have no one to rebound on the inside.
Yeah. Landry has a little space looking to work on Coleman, an NBA 3 short. Rebound goes to Hahnville. And a foul will be called on Carter Cantrell. That'll be the third team foul on South Lafourche and the third total foul on Cantrell.
What happened there, the guard came from the perimeter and went get the rebound.
Yeah, maybe that's the strategy. You don't give him anybody down low to block out, and you have all this floor to take off, and you have all this space to work to crash the boards, and it's tougher to block out like that.
Tough left-handed shot by Landry, no good. Tarpons get the rebound, they're pushing. Coleman to a cutting meathead all by himself. Hahnville fell asleep running their lanes down the floor, and it's a 4-point game. That can't happen. Downing. Tarpons up by a couple of buckets. But this Hahnville team could score in a blur. Landry is fouled by Terrence Petrie. That'll be his first. Terrence thought he had the ball. The officials think otherwise. The Tarpons are now over the limit.
They're getting Landry the ball outside the lane where he's got to make a move. He better watch it. Tarpons don't take a charge. I would put him on the block and feed him the ball.
Oh, yeah. He does make the first free throw. Landry now up to 8.
And look, if Hahnville stays with the man-to-man, pay attention down here. It looked like, not the whole team, but it looked like Landry was wanting to switch a lot. Man, if I'm Nick Coleman, every time I'm down screening and I happen to be screening Kobe Landry, I know that he's going to switch on me. It should be an easy turn, seal, and layup because Landry didn't want to be in foul trouble.
Gordar will attack. He lays it up and in on a little curl. Meathead given some big minutes in the second half. He's got 7. And it's a 5-point game. Hams using the screen. They reverse it to the right side for a 3. Short. Rebound goes to the floor. Hondo's got it, and he's out of bounds. Smith got the rebound. He's out of bounds. Coach Randolph will call a timeout. She don't like the way this is headed. She's called a full timeout. Let's take it with them. We'll be back in 1 minute. The Tarpons are up 5 in the third quarter on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Landry attacks. The floater short. Rebound to Coleman. But they lose it, and they're by themselves down low for the layup. No good. Putback is good. Tarpons got to run back down the floor. They had 4 guys playing offense when Hahnville had the basketball. Terrence will slow it down. Dardar. To Petrie. Dribble handoff to Coleman. Back to Terrence. He's open again. Bang! Another blue boot bomb. It's a 7-point game.
Unreal.
Landry. They'll attack in penetration. Blocked by both charges. Here come the Tarpons in transition. Petrie dribbles it off of his foot. Gets it back.
Need a hit check.
Coleman to Terrence.
Oh, he wants to pull it.
Yes, he does. 2:05 to go in the third. Tarpons by 7. Coleman picks up his dribble, gets it to Cantrell. Cantrell back to Coleman. Coleman to Cantrell. Oh, he wanted it. Gets it to Coleman for a 3. No. Rebound to Dardar, and he's blocked. Good offensive rebound, but now Hahnville coming quick the other way. Smith. Tough shot, air ball. Rebound goes to Dardar. Dardar will get it to Terrence. Gets hit in the face, no call. And a moving screen called on Dardar. Well, first and foremost, it is a good call. Meathead extended his arm, it is a good call. But that doesn't happen if they call Terrence getting hit in the face before that. Hahnville inbound. They are over the limit, but it was an offensive foul. You don't shoot on that. Got to get it in. And Terrence the screen takes it away.
Yeah. Deflected it back on the inbounder.
Wow, he's standing out of a good call.
Yeah.
So he deflects it off of the inbounder who's standing out of bounds. 1:27 to go. Coach Pokey will call a timeout.
He signaled for a full.
We'll keep it here because it's the end of the quarter. Gentlemen, it feels like it is a really big 127 here for Hahnville. They're on the ropes right now.
Yeah, man, look. The momentum is here. The noise is here. Everything is seeming to go to Tarpon's way, except for that obvious, offensive foul by Dardar on that really rough screen. But, man, other than that, I think you 2 transition layups away, 1 3-pointer away from just this game really blowing wide open.
Yeah, I think it's huge right now with the Tarpons where if they can hold on to this lead going into the fourth quarter with a 7-point lead, they're going to have to feel good about that. And Hahnville, you see them right now already. They're pressing. They're taking bad shots. If they would just settle down, they should get good looks, but they don't have the patience enough to do it right now because of the Tarpon defense.
Now, one thing worth noting, the Tarpons do not have any fouls to give. Hahnville does. Hahnville could be a little more aggressive defensively here in the final 127. The students are going insane over there. Coleman to Georges. Georges is fouled. That's on 5. That's Calvin Smith's 3rd. That's a big foul because Calvin Smith has been really good for Hahnville tonight. And if he can't be quite as active on the glass, it could be a big deal. Cantrell to Dardar. It's 2-on-1. Dardar at the rim will lay it up and good. That time it was a press break and a fast break. The Tarpons get 2.
You can't press these guys.
Jones is fouled, and that'll put him on the line. That's not the best foul there. So free throws coming for Caden Jones. I'll tell you, man, I like Mardi Gras. This is funner than a Mardi Gras parade. We are having a blast in the tank tonight as that free throw is no good by Jones.
Yeah, man, you don't get these opportunities often. I'm glad the fans showed up where they needed to.
One more shot coming. Tarpon's got a block out here. He got that one. It's an 8-point game. Still plenty of time in this one. You cannot relax at all if you're a Tarpon fan. Get it across the timeline. Dardar, shot fires a three. No. Rebound goes to Hahnville. Broke the press, got it to the corner. Now Hahnville penetrating. Sava just clean takes it away. Got him beat down the floor. Petrie at the rim will lay it up and in. And it's a team point game. 44 seconds to go. Sava goes to the floor. He regains his wits. Hahnville feeds it inside for a floater that's no good. Putback is good by Smith. Smith has been their best player tonight for my dollar. Tarpons break the pressure easily. 2-on-1. Dardar at the rim lays it up. No. 23 seconds to go. This has become a rugby scrum to end the quarter.
Oh, yeah, this is getting wild.
Hahnville will attack the baseline at the rim. Blocked away by Savoie. And Hahnville keeps possession for a three. It's an air ball off of Georges, but he'll save it right to a Hahnville player, and they'll get it in one. Boy, really rough ending to the quarter for the Tarpons.
Man. Now, you see what I said in pregame? Hahnville wants to make this an ugly game.
This is what it is now.
The last 35, 40 seconds was ugly. And
yes.
That's the type of game they want to play.
So with 5.2 to go, Hahnville will be shooting one. It is now a 6-point game. The Tarpons will have time. Make or miss here. He missed it. Rebound goes to Hahnville. Boy, they attack baseline, and a foul. So a really rough ending to the quarter for the Tarpons, who are up double digits. And now Hahnville has a chance to cut it to 4 at the line.
What a good thing you're not making a foul shot, Gil.
Caden Jones made that one.
Barely.
Here the Tarpons, you got to block out here. I know they're only 0.8, but they can tip one up and in. Made them both. You got a heave-ho here. I don't think they'll be able to get a real good look. Salvat out at the end of the quarter. So, Tarpons are up 4. We'll take it. But, boy, they were up double digits. Hahnville ends the quarter on a run. We'll be back in 1 minute with the fourth quarter here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. High School, it is 46-42. We have a scoreboard update that is going to knock your socks off. West Monroe beat H.L. Bourgeois 89-49 tonight. Boys, I would have lost the house that game would not have been a 40-point game. That's a 16 versus 17 matchup.
Yeah, it's shocking that by that much.
You gotta feel for Coach Kayueta and the entire program, because man, that's a miserable bus ride home after a 40-point loss, man. We just hope they make it home safe.
No doubt. Here we got a 4-point game. Hahnville in possession, and they have a wide open 3-point shooter in and out. Rebound goes to the Tigers. They're dominating the glass. Oh, foul. Terrence takes the charge. It is called on Washington. The Tarpons catch a little bit of a break there. A wide open 3-point shot. B, you give up an offensive rebound, but Terrence takes the charge, and Terrence is hurt.
He sold it well.
He is limping on that ginger ankle that has been bothering him the last month of the season. The officials are trying to get him out. Ain't no chance.
He's grabbing his hip, it looks like.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it looked like his hip.
Mr. Official, you're doing the right thing. You ain't getting him out of the game.
Well, I'll tell you, how smart is Terrence Petrie? He's hurting. He knows he needs some time.
Yeah.
He tells the official there's a wet spot on the floor.
Yeah.
We need to wipe it.
Yep.
Look, you want to add to the mix and dump some Gatorade?
Yeah. That's smart. That's very impressive.
100%. Hahnville in their pressure. They have succeeded at the end of the third quarter in making this, as Brian and Toto said, kind of an ugly rugby-style game. Tarpons break the pressure. Cantrell gets it to Big Brother. Now Petrie across the timeline. Tarpons would like to work a little clock and end it with a bucket here. Cantrell looking inside of Petrie. Carter Cantrell. Tarpons have succeeded in working about 20 or so seconds off the clock, and a foul will be called on Caden Jones. That's his third. Been consistent, like attacking the bucket in paint, they'll let a little contact, but the hand checking, they're calling that tonight.
Yeah.
Terrence gets it to Cantrell. Out of Coleman. Back to Petrie. Tarpons working it around the horn. Dordor to Cantrell. Dordor picks up the dribble to Cantrell. 7 minutes to go in regulation. Petrie fires one up. The kid is unreal tonight, folks.
How many times you need to understand that the stove is hot before you take your hand off the stove?
Tarpons get a steal. They're looking to push. Now they'll pull it out. It's Dordal with the ball. Gets it to Petrie. 6:48 to go. Tarpons up 7. Petrie to Cantrell. Cantrell into the lane with the left. No. Rebound goes to Hahnville. I don't know that the Tarpons needed that shot there.
Nope.
Tigers pushing it down the floor, and they'll lay it up and in. Irons. And Coach Randolph will call a timeout. Big swing there. You attack and try to go get a bucket. I respect the effort, but then it turns into a transition opportunity the other way. 6:23 to go.
You know, I mean, you touch a stove and you take your hand off, right? You're not going to go back and touch a stove again? And how many times?
Absolutely not.
They're going to let Terrence Petrie open.
Are they not calling a timeout? What's going on here? Yeah, Coach Randolph is saying it.
She called a timeout, huh?
Yeah, the officials are. One of the officials like, come on, bro. She called a timeout. Yeah, so she called a full. We were a little confused for a second. We will keep it here, by the way. Coach Randolph has 2 remaining. The Tarpons have 3 remaining. South Lafourche will possess the basketball here. What do you think was the motivation for Coach Randolph there in that timeout? Obviously, they've been pressing. It's been somewhat effective. What do you think they're coming with here out of this timeout?
Well, I think, first of all, you need to tell guys, stop fouling. Because in the fourth quarter, if you put the Tarpons at the line, you're going to pay dearly for that. So you got, don't foul. And right here, I pick up pressure without fouling, but I'm not sure, man. Just make it ugly, I guess.
And, you know, here's the thing, man. Like, we're over here talking about stoves and everything. It's one thing to put your hand on the stove, but it's a little harder when they're throwing the stove at you. and that's the thing that the Tarpons are doing. They're forcing Terrence on this Hahnville defense. They are staying in their pressure. 6:23 to go. We got a lifetime to go here in this one. This has been a really good basketball game. Cantrell trapped, gets it to the middle to Petrie. Terrence across the timeline and look to pull it out. He's trapped. Will now dribble all the way through, shoot a mid-range. Got it. My goodness. Wow. That's not an easy shot, especially over the length of Kobe Landry. Hahnville now will attack, shooter with the left, and a late, very late whistle. As the Tarpons were getting the rebound off the miss, a late whistle is called. That is the 4th foul on Carter Cantrell.
I think a good call, but way late.
Yeah, it was a very late whistle. Yeah. And let me ask you this. If the shot goes in, you think they call it?
No.
Nope.
So one of those but it is 2 ginormous free throws for Jones, and Cantrell has 4. He made the first. 51-45. Jones has 6 points.
Well, if there was ever a time to block out, it would be right now. He made them both.
Hahnville setting up the pressure. Cantrell across the timeline. Gets it to Coleman. Dardar. 5:45 to go. Dardar to Cantrell. Gets it to Petrie. Terrence is flirting with a 30 burger tonight. Cantrell nearly throws it away. Gets it to Kobe. Carter. Now back to Kobe on the right side. Into Coleman on the block. He's fouled. Yep. That's on Moore. That'll be his 4th. That's his 4th foul.
That's the second time he does that, trying to go over the top on Kobe.
Oh, yeah, he committed the first one in the game doing that. Yeah, that's true.
Can the Tarpons draw one up here and get an easy 2? They'll throw it to the top, get it to Petrie. And work it around the Cantrell. 5:20 to go. Tarpons up 5. Cantrell studying the floor. Gets it to Petrie. Now the Cantrell. Cantrell will shoot the mid-range. Got it. Boy, after a little while of defense, Hahnville just all guards the ball. And Terrence there got it to Cantrell. But Hahnville black in a blur, and they lay it up and in. Downing.
Can't let that happen.
Now the Tarpons get it quickly across the timeline. Cantrell, it's a kick, yes. There's a kick. And Dardar a little tied up with Jones. Everything's good there. It's a little bit dicey down there. Petrie will inbound to Coleman. Back to Petrie. How about another 3, folks? That's way off. Oh, wow. Allen was long. Here comes Kobe Landry. Hahnville across the timeline. Quick shot 3. Got it. These guys will never be out of the game because of how fast they could score, and Coleman just clean. Oh, it's deflected out of bounds. I thought he just threw it out of bounds, but it was deflected out of bounds.
Tarpons do a good job. When they get the ball in, they go to the middle right away. Hahnville needs to take that away.
Cantrell, 4:23 to go. It is a 2-point game. And it was almost like an intentional foul there by Downing, and that'll put Hahnville over the limit. Every foul the rest of the way. Coach Randolph is livid. Rightfully so. It felt like a late game. I'm going to foul you on purpose.
That's going to affect this game because now you cannot put the Tarpons at the line. Tarpons, just be patient. You're going to get fouled.
4:22 to go. Hahnville now over the limit. Petrie.
Everybody clear out.
Terrence going to work. Across the timeline as it poked away from behind. Here comes Hahnville. Tying or taking the lead. They're laying it up. They're tying it. And a timeout by Coach Pokey. Hahnville has come all the way back. It's 53-53. It is a full timeout, but we'll stay here. Gentlemen, this game has gotten tense. This game is a playoff game. Neither team wants to go home. We're about midway through the 4th quarter. How do the Tarpons finish it off?
Look, a few times the Tarpons broke pressure, pushed the ball, and got a layup. Hahnville's fine with that because the tempo is starting to pick up more and more, and it's starting to be an ugly game, and that's what they want.
The Tarpons are falling into the trap that we talk about every single game. You're absolutely right.
Now, all season, when that happened to the Tarpons, they came right back and punched them back in the mouth.
This is a team, you're right. They have been in close, tight, hard-fought situations so many times this year. Now in a 53-53 game with 4 minutes to go. We'll see. Hahnville is over the limit. We have discussed that. Both teams have 2 timeouts. 4:09 to go. Gets it to Petrie. Tarpon's got to get across in 2 seconds, and they do. Terrence is fouled. So Terrence will be shooting 2. The foul is committed by Irons. And the Tarpons will be shooting bonus free throws.
You see, that's what Hahnville cannot do.
Yep. And the thing of it is, gentlemen, is I don't know that they could play defense for more than 20 or 30 seconds without fouling. Oh, and Terrence missed it. 53-53 to score. Number 1, Darius Washington will check into the game for Lionel Irons. Terrence made that one. It's 54-53. Hahnville's offense has been coming way too easy, though. They've been coming in the blur and getting layups. Washington attacks, drops it off. Easy layup. I mean, that's been the whole fourth quarter. Tarpon's got to figure out a way to cut that off. Hahnville goes back up. Coleman's fouled. He goes shoot 2. That's the 3rd foul in Kobe Landry. Look, if the Tigers could figure out how to stop fouling, they're going to go to Ruston.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they can. I mean, that's all they've been doing in the fourth quarter.
And look, it's not like the officials are changing the way they call them. They've been consistent all game. You have to adjust to it. That's just silly fouls, and Corbin can make them pay for it daily right here.
2 shots for the senior. And the Tarpons leave another one at the line. That's 2 straight trips to the line that the Tarpons miss at least one. Coleman has 8. He missed them both. Rebound goes to Hahnville, and they will throw it nearly away. The ball's loose. Cantrell's got it.
Gotta get out of there.
And it's a tie-up with the arrow pointing to South Lafourche. So 3:28 to go. The Tarpons have possession down a point.
Man, that tie-up. Smith is a strong dude.
Yeah, I would love to know what position he plays in football. Coleman got to get it in, gets it to Cantrell. Goes long down the floor to Coleman across the timeline. Coleman to the corner. And they will extend it to the right side. Cantrell. Tarpon's being patient. They get it to Petrie, and he's fouled. I just don't understand what Hahnville's doing defensively. I mean, these are pushes, these are shoves, these are holds, these are pretty easy calls to make.
Yeah. If you're going to gamble like that, you've got to commit to a clean steal attempt. You either get it or you don't. But the kind of stopping halfway when you realize you don't have it, and then you reach in and you try to poke it out, man, that's a recipe for disaster on defense.
And the Tarpons miss another free throw. I mean, you're getting the guys that you want at the line in the spots that you want them, and right now just not converting. And it becomes a mental game at some point. He missed them both. I've never seen anything like it this year from these guys. Hahnville up a point on the road. And a timeout by Coach Randolph. So South Lafourche down 55-54. 30-second timeout. Hahnville has 1 remaining.
I think a good timeout here for the Tarpons. Set up your defense right here and just get a stop. We need 1 stop right here.
Brian, in the whole fourth quarter, they've been attacking with the guard, penetrating, defense collapse, dropping it to the block for a layup. How do you stop that? Does it take a charge time? Like, how do you stop that?
Well, you would want to go zone, but right now you're behind. So you got to hope your weak side help comes over, but Hahnville's doing a good job of not running into somebody taking a charge.
Landry went down right in front of us. Hams has the basketball. The Tigers are content to work some clock with a 1-point lead in the fourth. Landry.
They're going to spread the floor. Watch for a Tarpon steal.
Getting into Moore. Moore working on Petrie all the way through. Lays it up, draws the foul. Tarpons have not been able to stop the Hahnville penetration in the fourth quarter whatsoever, and able to lead to 2 free throws here.
That's the biggest nightmare for the Tarpons right here, when they spread the floor and try and beat you in penetration. Then when you come help for the charge, they give it weak side for a layoff.
2 big free throws for Moore, who's got 7 points playing with 4 fouls. He makes the first. This is where Coach Randolph told us on play-by-play. She said, hey, we played a treacherous schedule for situations like this.
Yep. And look, also worth mentioning, the Cantrell brothers also have 4 fouls each.
Yep, both of them. It's a lot of foul trouble on the floor right now as Hahnville makes them both. That's been the story of the quarter. They've converted a few more. And it's a 3-point game. You don't have to have a 3 right now if you're South. The Losers get a clean look. Coleman. To Cantrell. Feeds it to Georges on the block. Georges at the rim will lay it up and good. So the Tarpons shave 2 points off the deficit. It's 57-56. Now you got to get a stop.
Great job by Coach Polk getting Georges in the game right here.
Yep. Downing across midcourt. 2:05 to go. Hahnville up a point. They have the ball pulled out. Tarpons are going to have to go get him at some point. Now Coleman will take that challenge. Coleman reaches through. That's a good call. That's an easy one for the officials there. Got beat off the dribble, reached through. That's his third.
Really, if Hahnville spreads the floor, I don't think that they can hold the ball for a minute 52.
No.
Landry will inbound. Tigers got to attack off the bounce on the right side. Shoot it up. No. Rebound goes to Hahnville. And it's blocked by Georges, and it'll go out of bounds to the Tarpons. So the Tarpons finally get a stop after several straight Hahnville possessions with a bucket. Now with 1:40 to go, the Tarpons look to go back up.
Coach Polk is going to have to go offense, defense right here for Georges.
Coleman gets it into Georges. Georges to Cantrell. Cantrell coming hard. Feeds it to Kobe Cantrell. Now to Coleman. Out to Cantrell. Feeds it to Georges. It's blocked out of bounds. Volleyball spiked out of bounds. Good hustle by Calvin Smith. 1:29 to go.
Man, I don't know about y'all, but it's so loud in here. I can't hear the whistles.
Neither me.
Let's see if they isolate Georges.
We are having one hell of a game tonight in the tank. Petrie feeds it to Georges, throws it away.
They tried to get it inside.
So Hahnville gets a stop on top of the Tarpon stop. Landry back to Downing. Downing attacks off the bounce and will reverse it out to Smith. 1:08 to go. Smith reversing it back out to Downing. Downing has it poked away by Cantrell. Here come the Tarpons. In transition, Petrie at the rim. Yeah! The Tarpons are up 1 with 50 seconds to go.
Gotta play D right here.
Hahnville off the bounce. Shoot a mid-range. No. Rebound to Terrence Petrie. He's fouled, and Terrence is going to go and shoot 2. The students are going nuts, but this one's far from over.
Yep.
Two shots coming. 2 huge shots coming. 58-57, 38.7 to go. He made the first. Terrence is north of 30 tonight. Hahnville has 1 timeout. I think that this is a made free throw. Coach Pokey actually wants a timeout. the eerie calm before the storm of this second free throw. He made him both. It's 60-57. South Lafourche with 38.7 to go. It's a full timeout. I could care less. We're not going anywhere. If you're Hahnville right now, you don't have to make a three, but it is going to have to be something pretty quick. You can't run 25 seconds off the clock and shoot a two. You're going to have to get some quick hitting offense, right?
Yeah. Well, if I'm Hahnville right here, they're going to attack the basket. They're going to get the ball to Landry and say, look, just penetrate and go to the basket and get a quick two if you can.
Yeah, and they've had a ton of success doing that. I mean, look, what did we see? Like the last 8 or 9 possessions, it takes all but 10 seconds for them to beat our guys at the top. The help's a little late, and if the help gets there, then there's a drop-off for a layup. Right now, I'm sure that's what this timeout from Coach Polk is all about, is making the right defensive adjustment to make sure we don't give up an easy, inevitable layup that's coming.
Brian, you have one foul to give. Are you telling your guys if you get beat off the dribble, hammer them?
Not now.
Not now, okay.
No, not on this one, not this possession.
Hahnville's got to go the full length of the floor in 38.7. We've still got many possessions left in this one, folks.
You want to make sure you don't give up a roll here. Hahnville's not worried about it.
They're across the timeline at 33. They're trying to get a break. Guard off. Just hold up. They're going to come foul you. They get it to Cantrell. They'll throw it to Petrie. They're going to have to come foul you. 21 seconds to go. Terrence is fouled. And the Tarpons are going to be shooting two. Sitting in a really good spot right now. What a steal by Landon Gardar.
And what a scene it is in this gym right now.
It is nuts in here. And the Tarpons are at one made free throw away from feeling real good. Got it. Terrence has, I don't know, the scoreboard says 33. I think it's been ridiculous tonight. But the game is still not over yet. Yeah. This Hahnville team could score in a blur, but you are one stop away from probably loading up the bus to Ruston. Terrence made them both. Hahnville has a sub.
And now what that does, Hahnville has to get a three.
Yes. Yeah.
You can't go 2-2, you got to get a three.
Yeah, because if you make the two, they're not going to miss both more than likely. It is nuts in here right now. Hahnville was trying to roll it. The clock started. They'll have to go and reset it. Hahnville was trying to roll it and the clock started. So they'll put it back to 19.7. Now, if you get beat off the dribble, do you foul?
Yeah.
They'll put that to 19.3. Here's the roll. Terrence will say no mas. Landry will attack, shoots it up. No. Rebound to the Tigers, but there's 12.3 to go. They've lost 7 of their 19 seconds on that possession.
Yep, that's okay.
Yeah.
For the Tarps.
Hahnville does have one timeout. You figure they would call it if they score here. They get it in traffic, and score it. There's Coach Randolph's timeout. So it's 62-59, 8.6 to go. Gentlemen, if the Tarpons get this ball inbounds and make a free throw, this game is over with Randolph not having a timeout left.
Now, possession arrow
is the Tarpons.
Then, look, inbound the ball and bear hug it. Don't give it to anyone else. Just bear hug the ball. And look, let them come and tie you up. Don't move your arms like you're trying to get away from them.
Yeah.
That's going to take 3 or 4 seconds off.
Now, with that having been said, if that's the strategy, you better make sure you don't lose the ball. You got to make sure you keep it.
Oh, yeah, you bear hug that and just hold on to it.
Yep, crouch over.
Don't move your shoulders. Don't try and get them away from you. Just hold on to the ball. Let them come tie you up. That's going to take maybe 3-4 seconds.
On a crazy night in Galliano. The Tarpons are up 3 with 8 seconds to go. Hahnville is now out of timeouts.
Here's the play right here. They can step out of bounds. Yep.
Coleman back to Petrie. Petrie's fouled. If Terrence makes one of these free throws with 5.6 to go, this game is over.
Coach Polky pointing at me. You learned that out of bounds play.
That's 5 on Smith. And Bruce is relaying the message, if we make one, just get off the court, this game's over. Terrence, who has played like a gladiator tonight, is one free throw away from punching his ticket to Ruston. Nothing but the bottom. You would expect nothing less. This one now should be over. The Tarpons are just getting off the court by and large. One more shot. He missed that one. It doesn't much matter. The clock needs to start. Why has the clock not started? That's it. Ball game. South Lafourche gets a 63-59 win over Hahnville. They are going crazy in Galliano. We're going to get Coach Keegan Polky. Might need him to borrow your headset, too.
Yeah, for sure.
But what a ball game.
We're going to have our Gen Gator player of the game
with us, hopefully.
Well, I'll give my thoughts on that in a little bit.
Coach Polky, just a regular Friday night in the tank, huh?
Woo! I don't know what to say. I know what to say. We're going to Ruston.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited. But look, I'll take this team over anybody, over against a 6'8" guy. It doesn't matter. This team fights to the end, no matter what it is. I can't ask for more. I can't ask for more for this crowd. Mardi Gras Day. Or Mardi Gras evening, whatever you want to call it. I'm lost for words right now.
Whatever you want.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Your point guard scored 37 points tonight, man. And he was making threes, making free throws, playing great defense. And I know you guys had some other guys step up big as well, but Zito was unbelievable tonight.
Me and him had a moment. You know, that's my nephew, so I always feel like I have a moment with him. But we had a moment. I said, team, look, number 2's coming to the house. Let's all talk about number 2. How about we show them who 0 is? And if anybody is looking across the state, they know who Terrence Petrie is tonight, but they also know who the Lafourche Tarpons is, too, as well.
Brother, you guys had a good game plan. You frustrated them. You guys played some really good basketball. Talk about the planning that went in and the scouting that went into tonight's victory.
About 8 hours of assistant coaches, 8 hours of people from the outside looking in. A lot of things that we saw that they do well, a lot of things that we felt we could explode coming out of that second half. We kind of got the ball into Nick Coleman, a quick 6 points I think it was, especially when they were switching on number 2, with number 2 on them. So, yeah, man, a lot of time, a lot of effort, but not from me, man, from the kids.
Yep.
Since May, they bought into who I was as a coach. Since May, they bought into who they were as players, and it's just so exciting to see them go into the second round.
Keegan, I'll tell you a little inside information here. Brian was trying to watch film earlier today, the old coach, and there was none. And you shot him a message saying, we ain't worried about Hondo anymore, it's all us.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all Tarpons tonight.
It was really, it was to the point to where we were just watching so much film. I was trying to find details that I could look at, and then the kids were too. Like Nick was telling me, Coach, I'm obsessed with film. And then Terrence was telling me, Coach, I'm looking at it. I'm like, look, guys, let's go ahead and not worry about this, the Hahnville Tigers tonight. How about we worry about the Lafourche Tarpons? And we did. And look where we're at.
Tarpons have not won a playoff game since 2009. You guys did it tonight, brother. That's got to be a very special feeling.
Sophomore year, man. And look, the program's been where it needs to be this whole time. shout out to all the former players that come and out support, former classmates, former players that I coach. So I'm just happy for the whole community of South Lafourche.
Coach, of course, Terrence Petrie, but besides him, my two players of the game, Landon Dardar
Absolutely.
comes up with a huge steal,
Absolutely.
buckets on the inside,
Absolutely.
and Carter Cantrell.
Absolutely.
Carter Cantrell got the first steal earlier and allowed y'all to end the game the right way.
And look, absolutely. And those kids, we talked about, look, being outmatched. You're talking about how they got a 6'5" guard and everything like that. We said on air. But they never seen the intensity that we're going to bring. And look, they showed it tonight. We matched up with a team that's really more athletic than us, stronger than us, bigger than us, and we won.
So happy and proud of you guys, man. Congratulations. Hey,
thank you.
Do me a favor. Don't let T and Meathead run away because I want to talk to you.
Okay. All right.
They may have gone.
As Coach Pokey doing an outstanding job. The Tarpons get a big win. We're going to get Turtle back on the headsets here before we wrap things up. Man, look, the Gin Gator power play of the game probably has to be Terrence, but you brought up a great point, Brian. It was a total team effort there tonight.
We missed it. What a scene we just had. Coach Pokey hugging his dad, Mark Pokey, and that just brings back so many memories for me.
I could imagine.
With my dad watching every game, and that was a good moment right there.
Boys, Tarpons hadn't won a playoff game period in basketball on the boys' side since 2009. Did it tonight. Beat a really good Hahnville team. Crazy environment. This is one I'm going to remember for such a long time. Final thoughts as we wrap up?
Man, I didn't catch a whole lot of Coach Pokey's interview, but we definitely got to compliment Coach Randolph. I don't know if y'all noticed at the end of the game.
I didn't see.
He had some upset Hahnville players, rightfully so. Some guys that were, it was tough for them to handle their emotions, and they were heading the opposite way, avoiding the handshake. And she went chase every single one of them down. And
good for her. That's awesome.
Y'all make sure y'all go shake y'all hands. I mean, nothing but class. She has obviously got that program on a great track. So kudos to the Hahnville Tigers program, and especially Coach Randolph at the helm.
Brian, final thoughts?
Yep. The Tarpons go down with under a minute left. They do what they do. Yeah. Their defensive play was just outstanding again. Get the steals, get the stops when they needed. And we said in the fourth quarter that it's a problem for Hahnville when the Tarpons are shooting free throws with 4 minutes to go in the game. And they kept fouling, putting them at the line. That's where the Tarpons won that game, besides with the defense finishing at the free throw line.
Yep. I'm pooped, but we got into a Tuesday to get ready for Ruston. For Coach Brian Callais to my right, Taylor Griffin to my right, this is Casey Gisclair signing off. We'll be back on Tuesday, y'all, when the Tarpons take on Ruston. Good night, everybody.